All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Tracy Fitzpatrick, and I'll be your moderator today. Thank you so much for joining us here at Netcom Learning, a market leader in promoting lifelong learning, training, and talent development solutions. We're very excited to host today's webinar, Top Cybersecurity Trends for 2018. And presenting today's topic is Sean Merchant. Sean is a Microsoft technology specialist with over 15 years of experience in various phases of software development, ERP implementation, process analysis, testing, and implementation using Microsoft technologies. He has provided wide arenas of software solutions in Java, Microsoft and Oracle ERP Suite, and IBM Lotus Notes. He's delivered a number of trainings on Microsoft Dynamics, NAV, Microsoft SharePoint, and CRM, as well as Net applications, Microsoft SQL Server, and many more. Now, please bear in mind that this is an overview of a very robust topic. We do offer a collection of technical and business courses that can be tailored towards your specific requirements. If you are interested in a further discussion, you can make an appointment with our learning consultants through our website at netcomlearning.com. Today's session is also being recorded, so you will get free access to the recordings in the next 24 hours via email. Netcom Learning helps customers build innovative learning organizations by achieving a smarter workforce, adapting to change, and driving growth. We do this with a broad catalog of offerings, developing customized learning plans, and our global delivery capabilities. Since 1998, we've been empowering organizations with our managed learning services to help them reach optimal performance results and address challenges. We do have 9 practice areas in which we specialize. They encompass people, process, and technology training. Today's presentation is from the cloud practice area. Netcom Learning offers a comprehensive training portfolio for networking courses. And here is our upcoming classes on our public schedule. And we can also deliver private training to teams of which the learning plan can be customized to the specific needs of that audience. And these offerings can be found with a simple search of our website at netcomlearning.com. And again, here are the courses that we are offering. CompTIA Cybersecurity Analyst certification on April 30th, implementing Cisco's cybersecurity operations on April 23rd, CompTIA Security Certification Exam, April 23rd, and the certification prep is on April 16th, and finally the EC Council Certified Ethical Hacker, Certified Network Defense Architect is on May 14th. So why should you attend this webinar today? Netcom Learning presents an important installment in its top cybersecurity trends for 2018. In this webinar, we will review the whole portfolio of security certifications, helping to understand which one might be right for you and tell you what you need to know in order to get started. The webinar not only provides an overview of major threats and its consequences, but it also enlightens you on how to use trends to create the future. And now I'd like to give you a quick overview of the logistics before we get started. To begin with, you do have the option to adjust the window size to your liking. Simply hit the escape key and find the zoom button on the top left corner of your GoToWebinar viewer. Everyone has been muted except for our presenters. Feel free to submit any questions you do have for the presenters here in the questions pane, and we will address them at the end of the session. A PDF copy of today's slides are also in the handout section of your GoToWebinar viewer. And now I'm going to pass this over to Sean, who will be conducting today's webinar. Okay, Sean, go ahead, you're live.
Thank you, Tracy. Yeah, welcome. Hi. As Tracy explained about myself, my name is Sean Merchant, and today I'm going to discuss on the very trending topics of what are the top cybersecurity trends for 2018. As we stand on the thresholds of another year, the war over cybersecurity rages on. So I'm going to explain how and what trends are there in the cybersecurities and what is good and beneficial for you if you choose your career, and what should you go for. So we'll be in today's sessions we'll be talking about what all are the top major areas which needs to be which are going to be very trendy in the next 2018, and where have been things up. So in this complete webinar, we'll be talking about the data breaches which has been happening, and what is the latest technology which we should focus on, and what are the terms and things which we need to concentrate on 2018. What is the future of cybersecurity, and all that and all those things. So there have been many data breaches in 2017. Most notably like Equifax and Verizon and Kmart. But if you seek a silver lining in the cloud, perhaps you'll glad of the news that the global average cost of a data breach is down 10% over previous years to 3.62 million. According to some institutes, it says like it's been down. But sadly, the average size of a data breach increased nearly 2%. Clearly, there is still plenty of work to do that some defenses needs to be there. So here are some of the trends, challenges, and threats that awaits us all in 2018. So what I'm going to cover in the complete webinar is what are all the kind of predictions which becomes a new parameter, why passwords will finally die. We'll talk about every security vendor is an analytical vendor, and we'll be I'll talk about cloud security and why it's necessary and what is its scope. So if you are preparing for European unions, and companies are very much interested, and and today's is basically working on clouds area. So we'll be talking about what is the cloud security, and how important it is, and how groomly it's going to be working on. So we will talk about this in our upcoming things up. So there are many things which can be considered, like for 2018. If we talk about, there are many things like AI and machine learning which can boost defense in the cybersecurities. If people say like, okay, I'm gonna talk about trends in the cybersecurities, you'll find a lot of articles where people are more focused on AI and machine learning, which can boost the cyber defense. We recently faced the ransomware in all over the Europes, and US is also affected with that. So we have people can take ransomware as like, okay, it can be a trendy things which can be in 2018. We'll see more of ransomwares as well. You can have the data breaches, which is still going on, and Equifax have the most all Mastercards and Masterclasses to handle out the data breaches, and it was also a kind of victim which has been happened. So data breaches can also be included in our 2018 2018 trends. We can have Internet of Things, which is very widely popular right now, but it is very weak in link right now for comparison to security. So we are rolling out more and more sensor-packed internet connected devices, but the Internet of Things remains a major weak point for defense. So all too often, this devices lack basic security features, or they aren't properly configured and rely upon default passwords that can give attackers easy access. So this is in turn giving rise to botnets. If you are saying you are working in IoT, so Internet of Things is basically rising to the botnets, which can be used for volumetric attacks, to accelerate stolen data, to identify further vulnerability, or to the brute force attacks. So we need to properly secure the IoT as well, which can be considered as a as a trend in cybersecurity 2018. Also, there can be many things which I can include in the slides, and I could have talked about a lot of the things which can be included inside that. But major focus is what market is currently running on, and because IoT and big data breaches and your ransomware, this all are we have seen in in our end of the 2017 or start of 2018. This all we have, which I was hoping to get it into 2018, is already there in 2017. So what else? What else is your IoT? What else is your cloud security? So so this thing which we'll be talk about will be more focused on cloud securities and how market is running on, and why cloud security is going to be the top trends in the coming 2018 year. And IoT is not that much implemented yet, so companies are very few, and it's hard to go through all the devices and discuss it and complete it. We have many things to talk about, but maximally, like the market is 70 or 80% is into the clouds, and so we will be more focused on the trends, which is of cloud security, which is going to be increasing. What are the features and attacks which can happen in the clouds that we will be talking about? So there, we have good cybersecurity people amongst in our organizations, but even infosec security peoples are, I think, very few, and they need to develop develop their minds and develop. Very few people are there who are aware of programming stuffs, and very few people who knows how to code, and so that they are not very aware of what kind of scripts can do this wonders into their things up. So what we are over here is talk about the latest trends and what is going to be in 2018. So basically, cloud security is the one which we will be covering up in the complete webinar. Right. So as we know, security tools are multiplying like robots. So we have many tools in our buckets. Because people, as I said, people are not that much scripted, or they are more onto the tools, and they are not used to have developer kind of minds, and which is pretty much as advantages and as well as disadvantages as well, because we have a lot of tools in the market. So which one to trust? Either go for CrowdStrike, either go for Titanium, either go for this and that and this and that. There are a lot of tools available inside the market which can be used, but we don't have the specific requirement. And even though we have the requirement, we know the plan, we are not sure which tool we should choose. And if we choose the wrong tool, or if we have chosen a right tool, every day there is a lot of tools which are multiplying. Like as you can see the slides, you can see like there are multiplying like a rabbit. So in a week you will find in a 4 weeks you'll find 5. In a week you'll find 2 tools into the market. 15 in a 14 weeks. If you even go for 35, 70, 184, so you have lots of security tools. So it's very hard to rely on a tools and to select which one is good for your organization. So, and also we cannot trust the security tools that can also have a vulnerability. So that's where we are more leaked upon, and we are not able to concentrate on the things. So first, the main issue which I have throughout my experience have encountered is people are not good in tool selection. And if they say, okay, this tool is I'm working on, then there might be some other tool, security tool is into the market, and whichever is into the trend. So people are not that much selectively available, or is having a good selection on the tool. So which is also making them sometimes vulnerable. So there are many things which we is one which we talked about. The first is the security tool. Like we are not sure like how many tools are there and which tools we should go for and which tools should not go for. So one thing which is going to be in trend in 2018 is as a career wise, the people who know a basic Python and any one basic language which they can use to write their scripts up and automate those things up into the security. Those people are going to be very trendy and in a coming future of 2018, because cybersecurity is getting much more tightened, and we cannot rely only on tools to do the stuff. So we in 2018 will be focused on more of the people who know, a lot of the things. Like he should be aware of one of the programming language into the bucket, and that's going to be the next thing in 2018. And also that's very necessary because yeah, there are many security points which we need to check upon. Like most firms cannot keep up the security legacy on-prem states. Like what we need to have the logs of antivirus, firewalls, IPS, DLP, WAFs, SIEM. Oh my God, there are a lot of the stuffs which we need to focus on. Then we have IAM as a role in cloud security. We need to focus on that and this and that. So there are a lot of logs which is going to be, maintained. And for a human effort, you'll try to multiply 1, 2, 3, 4. But whatever you do is to have a look in our logs and collectively logs as that's all the things which will be, going to be vain. So that's where we need a person who knows a bit of programming. Then whatever things is doing, he use some kind of regular expressions and and any other kind of stuff which can automate the things and can automatically gets throughout the logs and and all other options inside firewalls and do the commands and bashing. So we need a person who knows the networking and a person who is having a one programming skill into cybersecurity will be more into trends. And this is the trend of 2018, that the person in cybersecurity should not rely only on the tools and more focused on securing the legacy terms. Because if this third things is going to be there in the 2018, then you'll have of course you'll have a lot of data loss and all other stuff, because first of all you're not sure which tool you should go for, and there are a lot of logs and all of the stuff which needs to be maintained. So you'll have more human involvement and manual things into that. So that's a kind of really headache for us to go for that. So yeah, you need to learn one of the secure side if you want to have a groom into cybersecurities and remains in touch. Then this is what you need to have it in your bucket, which is one of the cybersecurity programming language, which is right now or in going to be trends. It's Python, which is I think trending from 2016, but it's going to be more on trends in 2018 as well. So a person with the knowledge of programming, one programming stuff, with the help of which you can automate the stuff, things will be more into trends. So cybersecurity with automation is going to be in trends in 2018. Right. So we'll talk about cloud security, how much it is important, and what is the trends over here. So if I can say, like, the cloud security is the one which is going to be in the trends next, because this is what the future is. People are more using it out into the market. If you see, they are more onto the services, more onto the on-premises private cloud, hosted private. Some people don't want to invest on infrastructures and don't want to invest on softwares. They want to use everything as a service. So it could be infrastructure as a service or software as a service. So clouds is which is basically grooming a lot in 20 it's grooming from 2016, 2017 it groomed a lot, and now in 2018 your your clouds is going to be the next thing. So if you see the questions on the slides, which of the following, because we know the organizations are using any one of this, like as a software as a service, on premises, hosted. It's kind of air which has been started, and now people are more over moving to SaaS, or sometimes goes for the infrastructure as a service. So they just wanted to pay what they are using for. So your Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and there are many other clouds available. Google has its own cloud, Oracle has its own clouds. So clouds is what the future is, and it's the most of the organizations are using it out. So the more trends technologies are into the market, more established organizations are into for the technology. This is where you'll start feeling the data breaches. And nowadays your cybersecurity peoples are, or you can see the the attacks has happened on Amazon, attacks is happening on web services, your cloud services. So every trendy things, one of the trends which is going to be into the market is your cloud security, which is very much going to be populated, and it's going to be trends in in year 2018. So if you look at to the, because if I ask you the question like which of the how many, because all of the organizations are using the services, like as might be your organization is using software as a service on premises. If your company is of good level of kind of MNC, definitely it's using one of the service which is available in cloud, either hosted services on premises private clouds, on hosted private clouds. You might be using an infrastructure as a service, or if you are not using in from 2016 2018, then there might be a plan in your organization's MDs or any other big people have a plan to use this kind of cloud services, which is good enough. But the more you are onto the clouds area, you are making yourself more unsecure and secure. Why is that so? Because if you see my next slide, what is your status implementation of further technologies? You see that you have network firewall, you have scanning tool and all the stuff which you have implemented. So how long you have been using it and what you're using it for. This is where the people are think that because it's a cloud, so all security stuffs in any other areas or required things is available on a cloud. So so everything is there, so we don't need to make a security and we don't have to worry about them and all those stuff. But those all are myth. Cloud security is very much indeed and needed, because people are very if you see the data on the slides, you have network firewalls, you have encryptions, you have every vulnerability management tool. But whatever the plan is, people are very less educated on cloud securities area. So they only use the things which has been applied from the vendor. So they're not not thinking too much about the things. So security issues continue to be an issue with technologies. So cloud solutions are no exception to the precedent. So cloud security is going to be one of the leading trend in 2018. So security breaches are very fast on the rise, occurring. If you go to the Identity Theft Resource Center, the number of US data breaches tracked through June 30, 2017, it's always hit a half-year record of like 29% of the of some periods. So 37% annual increase in data breaches. So security issues, and if you see these issues where it is going on, 37% of data breaches are this time, 37% of data breaches on cloud. So security issues continue to be an issue with technology. So cloud solutions are, as I said, no exception to this precedent. So data breach of credit reporting agency, if you heard about this, Equifax, resulted in the exposure of millions of sensitive personal information, which includes people's names, social security numbers, birth dates, driver license number, even the credit card numbers as well. So there have been reports of security breaches on the UIDI platform. So bank breaches are an increasing common occurrence, mostly due to the adoption of open banking practice that leave the user more vulnerable than ever. So technology is grooming. So same as your people are more onto the clouds, and same as like you are risking the things up. So even if whatever we talked about Equifax agencies, this agencies is also using a kind of clouds which has been busted up. So there are the things which is into the securities and needs to be seen up. So yeah, even the DevOps also the one which has been into the top and also being more focused up. But also DevOps uses some functionality of clouds which makes them sometimes vulnerable as well. So yes, in the next things is what we need to secure is our cloud. So yeah, as we know, we do the same thing over and over, and we think that we are pretty much secure. And this is what people are lack of, because if you have given a cloud security stuff to anyone, so what you will see that the people who is doing the cloud security is not a people of cloud is not a people of securities, because the security people are not very much aware of the cloud services. So what they used to do in the organizations is they give this all access, creating of roles and administration and management and everything. They gives it to the system admin, who is very less aware of the security stuff. So the same thing which my picture says. And even if you have included a person into a cloud from security, mostly people, they say like, okay, we'll include it the people who have a good experience and good things, and because this network people and administrative peoples are used to do a same kind of work again and again. So security, as you can see on the pictures, people think is a kind of myth that when we have a good wall or a great wall, or when we are doing the same kind of stuff, that means we are securing the things up. So in a cloud, people are not that much trained into securities areas, and they think they have secured the stuff because of their experience, what they have used it into securing the networks, into securing the applications. They think that the same can be applied into the clouds area and can build up more secure clouds. But it's not like that. It's not like that in your cloud security. You have something more to be done when you are working with cloud security. You have to manage proper roles, proper functionality has to be given to a services, because that can be exploited later on. Your information can be out in your services, your APIs, everything is on clouds, and everything you're being able to access. So everything what your organization is using as a service, you need to make it that service which your organization is using needs to be secure, right? So security is this kind of security needs the people to get educated on cloud technologies and be aware of that. And it seems very simple when you go for a cloud security. If you ask a person that, oh, I have to assign you, or I have to make you go through the cloud securities, or hey, you are the network administrator, you are doing wonders in securing my network. So what I want you is to learn some security stuff, and why don't you look into my AWS, or any cloud? So basically, people are not that much trained. Hey, I'm not aware of that cloud, so okay, I'll give you a training of that. But that guy will learn the configurations, firewalls, evaluation, and all that. But your organizations is also accessing those things with the services. So if you have make so much secure stuff, or you're making you'll make service unavailable to your own organization. So when you leverage the services, or you start opening out the things, you will not you'll make them unsecure. So you have to know a proper person to deal with the cloud security. So security, as we know, it's not cloud security is not a kind of piece for those who have the same mindset in the mind, like that security can be done by implementing the same kind of stuff. So security has historically been about keeping the bad guys out. So we spend the bulk of our security dollars on perimeter defenses, but building a higher wall, as I said, is not the one which we are looking for. So same kind of stuff needs not to be done on clouds area. So yes, that's the thing which we needs to focus on. So yes. What will be the top priorities in if we say, like, people used to ask, okay, why not to have go for cloud security stuff? So what all are the priorities or things which I need to put upon? So you need to have the encryptions and identity management in your clouds before you go for any other things. These two things are very much inquire. Although you need a data leakage prevention, you need a multi-factor authentication, you need intrusion detection prevention system, you need a security information and event management, vulnerability assessment. You need all firewall, endpoint, forensic incident response, anti-distributed denial of, and web application firewalls as well. You need everything, but the more over every other things is you need the encryptions and identity management, which is very much required when you're working with the cloud securities. And this is the most even trendy things going on into the market. And I tell you, the market is on 70 to 20, 70 to 30 ratios into the market. Like 70% organizations are on cloud, and if they are not, they are moving very quickly to the cloud. So nobody wants to spend their plenty of money on any other infrastructures or any other softwares. What they think that whatever I'm using it's good, but I wanted to pay for what I use it. So yes, your clouds are onto trends, and people are less aware of the technology, as I said. So as people are less aware, they're less aware into the security. So same kind of stuff they do with the security things as well, but which is are not required as well. So if even if you dig more into the cloud security, what things you need to do is you need your every things which you do in your cloud, like you need a data leakage, you need a multi-factor authentication, you need an introduction, ID, IPS, you need secure SIEM, vulnerability assessment, everything you need it. But the most trendy again things on the cloud security is encryption and identity management, which is what you can see the ratios graph as well. Like this is what we wanted to go for. So yes, so cloud securities are going to be in trends in 2018, and also in that you have to be specifically trends out that encryption and identity management, which is being it's going to be talked more, and it's going to be needed more into the clouds areas. So yeah, we have other things as well, like we need a multi-factor authentications and all other things, but encryption and identity management is also very much needed, even if it's not on the clouds. We know that it's needed in the applications, it's needed in the network as well. Like the proper data flow should be there, proper identity management needs to be there, and there can be a lot of threats into the cloud securities as well, like in 2018. But yeah, there can be data breaches, which I told you, like Equifax breach, which has been happened in 2017, which is a huge breacher for the data breaches, and which has been happened on onto the clouds as well. So you'll find like some data loss from cloud services is there, but it's not always due to cyber attacks. There can be non-malicious causes for data loss include some kinds. It can include natural disaster like floods or earthquake, and or a simple human error, such as when a cloud, like take an example of it, like when a cloud administration accidentally deletes the files. So threat to to your cloud data don't always look like clever kids wearing hoodies. So it's easy to underestimate the risk of something bad happening to your data due to an innocent mistake. So one of the key to mitigate the non-malicious data loss threat is to maintain lots of backup at physical sites at different geographical location. That's you can do. There can be insider threats to cloud security also as well, but that's what we don't have to underestimate. This is what we need to go for more, and this is what your security researcher says, that you need to do the identity management in your clouds, while you cannot trust to anyone, not to anyone, right? So yes, that needs to be things up. So There can be DOS attacks in your clouds as well. Like all other, apart from all other attacks, there can be a DOS attacks that are very pretty for cyber attackers to execute, especially if they have control of botnet. So DDoS is also growing in popularity with the dark web. So now attackers don't need to know how and their own boats. So all they have to do is transfer some of their cryptocurrency in order to buy a dark web services and start the attacks on. So yes, so DDoS is also there. So you have lots of threats and attacks which can be happen, but the most vulnerable thing in your clouds is your application programming interfaces, which are important software components for cloud service. So in many of the cloud systems, APIs are the only facets outside of the trusted organization's boundary with a public IP addresses. So exploiting a cloud with the API gives cyber attackers considerable access to your cloud application, which is a huge problem. So cloud APIs represent a public front door to your application. So secure them very carefully. This is why what I was talking about, like people who is good in programming is going to be trendy in security in the coming 2018. And with the help of their programming stuff, they can go more ahead and secure the stuff. Yeah, so yes, that's what I said. Identity becomes the new parameter. So identity management is very much regarded in your cloud. So that's where you have to think of like what it needs, what I need, and what is this user is he required this much of roles, or what kind of roles I can give to this kind of developers, and what kind of roles I can give to this kind of people who's working in administration, what kind of work I can give. So if you can provide them a specific roles, and according to roles you can decide where you are the things going on. So yes, you don't have to give the complete organization's roles to every users who is into your cloud. Just give them a specific roles in what services he is using. So those all are policies, maintaining those policies, and identity management, we call it. So that needs to be done in your cloud security, not only in the cloud securities as well. Like if you talk in a general, that's the thing which comes with the security. So yeah, that needs to be focused on as well. Very few things needs to be there. Yeah, and here we will talk about like what is the old mindsets we have and the new approaches. Right, so old mindset is only trust device where you manage the operating system. We say, okay, whoever it is, this is the previous thought, and the new thought would be manage and secure apps and all the contents. Okay, so it's not only on the devices, but also the apps which is running on your devices. That needs to be managed as well. And the old thoughts, or the old mindset of security, was to device trust established by the domain, but the new trend thought is going to be device trust established through complete environment. So you need to see the establish not only the domain, but whatever software is being used into the environment, that needs to be seen as well. Access control by network management. Here you need to access control by identity management. So not a network management can control the network things, because now everything is going to the most, like as I said, 70-30 ratios. Your organizations now, or maybe in future, is going to quickly jump into the cloud. So trendy thing will be not from access control, not controlled by network management, but it's going to be controlled by the identity management, which is into the clouds. So yes, that's where the trendy things goes on. So now the thought process is also going to be changed for many of your managers or your leaders or whoever is approaching for your organization security, CISOs and all others, whoever is looking into the security stuff. So there will be a change in the mindset as well, and this is the mindset change which you will see in 2018. Like trust, as I said, not only to device trust, not by the domain, now by the enrollment, and it will be not only by no more security management will be done from the network management team. It will be more onto the identity management, creating policies and the policy documents and all the stuff from the cloud, so because everything is on the cloud now. So that's the change of mindset and trends going to be, right? So that's the thing. Then yes, passwords is going to be finally die now. We all know the limitations of passwords are, it's hard to remember, easy to crack, and can be expensive. So passwords in a future is going to be it's going to be cracked. So passwords are not that much things which we can trust on. It's, as we know, there can be dictionary, there can be any other hybrid or any other attacks can happen for the stuff. So yes, passwords is going to be finally die, and we are going to involve something. Technologies are going to going to change. So yes, now passwords is not the one which can secure your stuff. So there must be some other technologies, like not only the passwords. I'm saying you will have multiple factor authentications in your coming trends. So you'll see if you are using the cloud securities and other things up, you'll see that is being involved, not only the password. So yes, very soon passwords are going to be die in 2018, and you'll find there is some other way of authentication with the people. Like it can be a Google API authenticator, or it can be a multi-factor authentication, maybe something else, but not anymore. The passwords, are like as in the slides you can see, it's like cockroaches. They never seems to be die, but they will die in the 2018. So this is what the predictions as well. Like passwords will die finally. So we'll have multi-factor authentications, or we'll have other steps as well. But passwords will not anymore be gonna be same. So that's the thing which is going to be which is also the prediction of 2018, that moreover the applications will be authenticated not only with the passwords, but some kind of APIs which we're going to use in. So either we are going to have the APIs, Google APIs authenticator, or any other stuff which will be included along with the passwords. It's not going to be completely die, but we'll have a one-time passwords, and then later on we can have the authenticator, or can have multiple factor authentication. We can have it from the cookies, but not not storing the passwords for a long way. So there will be an alternate way instead of having the password storage. But let's see what is the alternate technology which will appear in 2018 to see the passwords are getting tied. And so I'm also waiting to see what else would be there apart from passwords. But yes, it's not going to be because there are some limitations with the password. So passwords are not going to be the one in future, because it's as a human person, as a human nature, we know it's very hard to remember, and it's very easy for attacker to crack that. And sometimes this passwords could be expensive if for them to get the resets and any other stuff with for the organization. So yes, passwords are going to be dying in coming future. Yes, and we will involve multi-factor authentication, as I said, but it has its own challenges. Multi-factor authentications it will be expensive too. It sometimes becomes inconvenient and tough for developers, and tons of standards, or there are a lot of standards which the developers has to follow and the company has to follow for having the multi-factor authentications. So it has its own challenges, but guys, it seems like yes, till there is no other options appears in 2018. MFA is the one which the company will stick on. So for the security perspectives, we'll stick with the MFA multi-factor authentication. But there will be something else which I'm hoping to see in the coming future. So yes, MFA will have it has its own challenges, but there will be something else in future to come up with the things up. Yes, MFA should be risk on. That's what I was talking about. Like this, there is no single authentication to rule them all, and MFA is typically blind post logins. So analytics can provide context to access if a credentials has been compromised or not. So there will be, as I said, MFA is what we are stick up, but till now, but in coming future will not completely stick with the MFA for more in 2018. There will be some other trend which is going to be involved in securing the stuff. So yes, that's going to be that. Again, yeah, every security vendor is an analytical vendor. So what you can see from the endpoint securities, network securities, and identity management. So you in this phase you will also see that there will be every security vendor will be also working as a analytical vendor. So if you are hiring as a service, or you're having someone to act as a security vendor for you, he will do your network security, your identity management, and endpoint security itself. So the clouds vendors are right now is going to act as an analytical vendor, which is also a kind of predictions, which it seems into securities as well, like which is going to be a trends in 2018. People are moreover nowadays, if you let's say for an example, if you're having an Amazon Web Services, so Amazon Web Service itself will act as or Amazon Clouds will act as an analytical vendor by itself. So they'll provide you the endpoint securities, network securities, and do the identity management stuff. So which is also going to be trend as per like for the part of securities in your you see in the future. So if your company is acting as a service-based company, then this is what you can include in your service. You can provide the other companies to go for endpoint securities, to do network securities, and also to have the identity management. So all this, because if you're not going to do that, this is what the other service companies is going to provide to the customers. So yes, every customer is now going to look every security vendor as a like analytical analytics vendors as well. So the company, what the customer is now expecting is the company should do the endpoint securities, network securities, and do the identity management, and also behave as an analytical vendor as well. So give me the more details and act into to give me or give me the analytical reports as well when you do the security stuffs and do the identity management. I'll not do the rest of the stuff from my end. So yes, as a service-based vendor, if you are working for any or providing anything, so you need to, whatever you are working as a security vendor, you have to work as an analytical vendor as well. So if you are not doing such kind of stuff, you will be kicked out as a service-based company from there, because if you are not going to do this, some other will do this with or provide a service as. So you'll find like people providing more to the analytical vendor. So that's gonna be you're gonna lose your customers in future. So every time you work as a security vendor, you have to also work into analytical vendors as well. So you have to provide the endpoint securities, network security, identity management, and also do the analysis as well. And yes, if that's the proliferation of rampant cloud security too. So you have to, if you're handling any cloud, so you need to make it sure that you go to the you secure the web gateways, you have the SaaS encryption gateways, you have IS securities, SSOs, IDS, and console fatigue. So yeah, these all are the proliferations for the rampant in cloud security. So that's also going to be trends, you know, in the things up. So yeah, it's going to be a trend again. The things in. Yes, and which I talked about, like cloud security will coverage, and it's already happening. So yes, cloud security will be into the market, and I tell you what, people is giving moreover presentations and demanding for the staffs to go for the cloud securities, and you even can see in your organizations people are hired in working on cloud securities, even though they are not very much aware of what cloud is for. So but this is what the trend into the security. So forget about network, forget about applications. Moreover, the things is going to the clouds area. You can be product security people, you can be in any other things up, but cloud security is what the future is of for the people who are into, even if you are, that does not depend, you are into management or you are into penetration testing, you are into something else, you are into something else. If you are good in the penetration testing, you need to back up with your coding skills and all that, then you need to do those all codes stuff into the clouds and moving your services to the clouds. If you are into the management, you have to create some kind of policies and to do the identity management and kind of creative policies and all these things you need to include up with the cloud. So you need to be very much sure, like, okay, how policies are there, what are the policies in this particular vendor is providing me, and what are the services I'm gonna use with the cloud providers, and all this stuff you need to jump upon by your own, and then you need to quickly move to the stuff up. So yes, this is what the trends on. So cloud security will be will coverage the things up. So if I go quickly back to recap everything, whatever in the things is, like, as I said, I can include your Internet of Things, your any other machinery languages into the trends, but those are the future. So 2018 is what about? 2018 is about new passwords. Passwords is going to die. What are the new parameters? So the new parameters will be the identity management. Same kind of stuff is not going to be done again and again. So that's the things which is going to die very soon. And you have to act as if you're acting as a security vendor, you have to act as an analytical vendor as well. And also you need to be very good at cloud security, which is 70% of the market is working on. And if you are into the penetration testing profile, you need to be very good at one of the programming language, which will make you to do your all application stuff or web scan, automate, and move quickly to the cloud securities. And this is what 2018 securities, cybersecurities will focus on, and this is what the trends in 2018. But if you talk about the trends in future, there will be many other things, but this cloud security is going to be the part of it's completely the 2018 trending technology. And this is where you can focus on if you are moving. It does not depend what you are into, management role, or you are into penetration testing, or you are into any of the other fields. But whatever you are into, you just use your skills and jump into cloud securities and take over only the specific area. Like you take over your penetration testing in clouds and management into that and all of the things. So that's the things which is going to be into the market. So yeah, so 2018 will be more on the clouds and moreover for the one who knows this and will be implementing people to move to the clouds area and to do the security of the clouds or to do the cloud security things. So I can quickly give you the some few of the answers if you want.
Hey, Sean, thanks so much. That was very informative, and we'll be back to you in a minute with some questions. And right now, as we do celebrate our 20th anniversary to serve you with the best-in-class IT and business certification training, we bring you an unbeatable 20th year celebration offer this month to make your learning even more fantastic. We are offering up to 50% off on some of our popular courses. Netcom Learning is offering a comprehensive portfolio for cloud courses, which we will get to in just a moment. They will be up there. Let's see, they were a special promotion. Here we go. Okay, so CompTIA we are offering, as well as implementing Cisco Cybersecurity and certification prep, as well as EC Council and Certified Ethical Hacker. And we also do offer team training, which can be customized and accelerate to meet your organization's specific needs. So do contact us today to be connected to one of our learning consultants to help advise you on your specific needs, or email us at webinar@netcomlearning.com and search our catalog at netcomlearning.com as well. And we all know that technical skills are necessary to empower our careers, but you need to improve or upgrade your leadership skills as well in order to accelerate your career. Along with your technical abilities, develop the skills you need to manage yourself, others, and business better. Welcome to Starter Learning, a collaborative knowledge platform bringing the world's best business and leadership insights from Fortune 1000 leaders, best-selling authors, and Ivy League professors. Further, if you are interested in learning from the top American leaders, you can log on to our e-learning platform at starterlearning.com and avail the special promotion meant for first-time users. You can use coupon code STARTER10 and begin your leadership journey now. And right now we are going to launch a quick poll to find out how many of you might be interested in taking some additional training. So please take a few minutes to fill that out before you all log off. In addition, we do have a lot more informative webinars coming up, and you can check that out at netcomlearning.com/webinars in order to register. And don't forget to like and follow us on our social media pages to get the latest technology updates. You can refer to our GoToWebinar chat window to check out all of the links. And we do have time for one question. So Sean, this one is coming from Nathaniel. He'd like to know, since passwords are going to die, or more rather be phased out, what do you see the IT security industry adopt in regards to phasing the passwords out?
There can be, as I said, Google API authenticator, or there can be some scanning things which can be like scanning barcodes, or that will give you the thing. So one time you have to enter the passwords, and at the very next time when you do the login, you'll see barcodes which you have to scan from the Google API authenticator, or the app from the mobile, which you can go for DOTP authenticator, which is basically right now is implemented in many of the SIEM tools. This is how they do the logins, and so every time you do the login, you need to enter that authentication code along with the password. So right now, I'm not sure. Moreover, the team will be working on the barcode scan, or maybe on the some kind of identification from the users, maybe of your eyes. So they're working on it. So mostly, like right now, if you talk about, it's going to be a barcode scanners, which will be along with the passwords, kind of stuff. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Sean, and thanks for all of you for joining us today. If you do come up with any additional questions, feel free to send them to webinar@netcomlearning.com at any time. We hope that you found today's webinar informative, and we look forward to seeing you back here with us soon. Feel free to tell your friends and colleagues about our webinars and other courses. Have a great day, everyone.